Yo, it's Gecko. And what you're currently watching is me playing Hive Sky Wars. Now that I hit 10,000 subscribers, I gotta start working towards that YouTube rank, you know? You gotta, I gotta start playing Hive as much as I can. But what I wanted to talk about today was actually a little comment section that happened during the short I posted today when I was at work. Now, it's one guy, his name is at the Giant Dish. His actual name on YouTube is Socrates underscore the underscore thinker. And he left 8 replies on my channel. I'm pretty sure all of them on this video. However, I only count 7. So I could also be wrong there. He might have commented on another video. But I'm not sure which one of these replies was first. However, I know which one was last. So I'm just going to read them from top to bottom as they appear. So the first one is, this has to be peak Ragebait. Now, to respond to this one, I do have to get a confession out of the way. It is Ragebait to an extent. I did not include the criteria for the tier list in the main video or the short. So from your perspective, it just seems like I'm ranking them based on how good they are. But that's not what I'm ranking these perks on. I'm ranking them on how much I use them. And that's why I have Vulturade, Juggernog, and Quick Revive S tier. You use them no matter what. Then the next 3 are the interchangeable ones: Speed, Cola, Double Tap, and then from there, so on and so on, if I potentially want to change out. That was the criteria for the tier list. So to get that out the way, it is Ragebait to an extent because I didn't include the criteria, and I knew that would lead to engagement, like the comments on this video. However, let's continue going. The next comment says, I could agree that Deadshot should be F-. Now this, everybody can agree on. Deadshot's awful in almost every game it appears in. I think every game it appears in. Now, next we have to go to comment number 3. PhD is one of the best perks in the game that it's in, and it has multiple versions for different games. I feel like it should be at least A. Now, if we were ranking PhD as a perk, it would be honestly probably S tier because of how it is in some other games. But if you're ranking overall, I could agree maybe A, maybe B tier at the lowest. But that's not what I'm ranking it on. I'm ranking it on using it as a perk in Black Ops 2. So not the perma perk version of it on Buried, just the actual perk on Origins. And that's why PhD is so low on the map. So low on the list. It's just not something you use that much, and when you're using it, it's Origins where you're using staffs and other strategies, you know? That is my defense of PhD there. Next we have Tombstone is really, really good for when your teammates are halfway across the map. It's not that best executed on a map like Town, where they could res pretty easily. Now I can agree there, Tombstone's not that well executed on a map like Town, and I will say I just never used Tombstone because you only have 4 perk slots, and you are now giving up a perk slot to potentially keep your other perks and guns and hope that your teammates clutch up, which, if you trust your teammates, that's great. I just typically don't play with people who are that good. So that's my defense of why I've never used Tombstone there. It's just, why would you want to give up? So, like as I said in the initial video, it's just, you only get 4 perk slots. Let's say you have Juggernog, Quick Revive. Let's say you go Double Tap, as he'll continue to say, should be S tier. We'll get there soon. From there, you only have 1 more slot. So you're saying you should run Tombstone there when you could have Speed Cola, you could have PhD Flopper, like you said. You know, that's my response there. Next one, we have Double Tap should be an S, as I just alluded to. That's what he was saying. Double Tap should be S tier, which honestly, that was the one I was on the fence on the most. I almost did put it S tier because it's double damage. But in my defense, it is the interchangeable ones with Stamin-Up and Speed Cola. You know, you got to leave one of those out if you're getting your core 4. And, you know, sometimes it's just got to be potentially Double Tap, but honestly, you probably should be getting Double Tap. This one I could agree with out of all the points the most, but I could also say it's my fault for not including the criteria. But the final comment, the one that made me laugh the most after reading all of these, he said, I have subscribed because of how good this Ragebait was, and some good tier. So thank you so much, the Giant Dish. I made this whole response video just for you, and I hope that explains some of the tiers in the last short. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day.